Happy to be joined by UFC featherweight contender Calvin Kattar, who's got some very exciting news because, of course, Dana White announced that Looking for a Fight is going to take place in Massachusetts, Combat Zone, your promotion. How excited were you when you heard the news?
Oh, I was pumped. Anytime you can get Dana to come out to an event, especially back home here in Boston, it's always great. I expect the fans to be in full force, coming out and showing their support.
How did this come about? Did he reach out to you and say that he wanted to? Like, how did it all come about?
Through a mutual friend, I guess more so through the big night. A friend of ours, mutual friend Roberto, he reached out and asked for us, and Dana, being a good friend he is to him, just made his way out here, confirmed, and we tried to do this last year, but on St. Patrick's Day, it was an awesome, event trying to get him out here for that, but didn't work out. He had to go to the London card, and I thought we were going to lose him to the London card again, but I guess he's got a fighter coming out, a boxing event the next day. The timing worked out, so yeah, he's going to be in town, and excited to really just try to provide the opportunity for some New England fighters to get to fight in front of Dana, and hopefully eventually fight one day in the UFC.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will be March 15, correct? Have you had a chance to kind of plan the event yet? Do you have any fight booked? I know maybe you can't give out that information, but what's the planning been like so far?
Yeah, so far, we just found out last week, so it's we're under the gun already, but normal to us in the promotion side of things. There's a lot of craziness going on, but we have about 4 to 5 fights booked right now. Some good ones. We haven't promoted any of them yet, but this week we'll keep an eye out on our pages, and we'll be announcing all the fights. But a lot of top New England talent that we have names for. We're just looking for opponents. So anybody that's interested, feel free to reach out, and we'll try to do our best to get you on the card.
And yeah, I was gonna ask. I'm sure a lot of people are trying to call you up for an opportunity to fight on that card, right?
Yeah, that and maybe some tickets to the show, but nothing above normal. Maybe just a few more requests this time around, but it's nice. Usually on the promoting side, you're reaching out to fighters trying to get them to come compete, and this time they're reaching out to us. So I wish I had Dana every fight card.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it's going to be exciting. And as Calvin said, look out on his. Is this on Instagram? They can find out. Is that where they can get the information?
Yeah, check it out, Combat Zone MMA on our Instagram page, and also our website. If they're looking to get tickets to the event, they'll be on sale tomorrow, so they can get tickets on our website. But if anybody's interested in trying to compete on the card, reach out to our matchmaker, Jerome. You'll be able to find all that information on our website as well.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, Kevin, I wanted to ask about you as well. What's the update? Of course, you underwent knee surgery recently. How's recovery been like so far for you?
Recovery's been great. I'm far ahead of schedule. Still going to be patient with that. It's you usually feel good until you don't with these things. So I'm just happy with where I'm at now, and I'm just continuing to try to just get 1% better every day. And I went out to get surgery in Vegas, so I stayed out there for 6 weeks, and Heather Linden and team at the UFC PI did a great job just rebounding me quick. And now I'm just trying to connect the dots since I've been home last week with my team back here and keep the momentum going. So I'm in a good place, and I'm excited about an eventual return.
You tore your ACL, correct? How about the rest of the knee? Was it intact or did you damage something else?
No, fortunately for me, it was just the ACL, and it kind of tweaked it, I think, 3 times that night. Once in the first round, once in the second round, and the third time going down the stage because I was too stubborn to grab crutches. So fortunately, it was only the ACL, and I think part of that is why I'm recovering so fast. And I also had like about a month of prehab before surgery, just getting it strong. It's a really weird injury. It's confusing. You don't realize that you're actually as injured as you are. I felt pretty good overall, and the month after the fight, I'm over there deadlifting, hitting squats, feeling pretty good, not realizing that I busted out my ACL, and eventually I'm going to need to get surgery.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, did anything happen in training camp prior, or was it just a freak accident in the fight?
No, just a freak accident. I went for the switch knee, and I cupped Arnold Allen's head, and then when he moved, it kind of pulled off my balance, and then on the landing, it landed all just wrong. I felt it do something, just move on me. I was kind of confused, and then in that first when I went to the corner for that first round, in between the first and second round, I knew something was up, but then when I stood up, I felt kind of good again. So I was, you try not to buy into the little bitch voice in your head, that tells you to sit down, slow down. Usually I tell it to, I don't know, shut the fuck up. But in the cage, that's usually what I do. So coming out in the second round, I was just trying not to listen to that bitch voice. And then he landed a lead leg kick that really just kind of shifted my weight back, and it moved on me again. And then I realized something was definitely wrong.
Is this the first time you sustain a kind of injury like that?
Yeah. It's the first real kind of injury that sat me on the sidelines. I mean, I had broken noses, maybe some broken bones, things like that, other surgeries, but nothing like an ACL. So it's gonna be a long time off, but there's still plenty for me to do. And I'm focusing on still improving, getting better. I'm still competitive, and I'll be back in the gym before I know it, man. I really am rehabbing fast, so they're pretty confident in me getting back to work soon.
That's good to hear. And where are you exactly in terms of training? Kind of like just rehab, the bike stuff like that. No, nothing MMA related yet, right?
Not just, believe it or not, they kind of had me messing around with a little bit of shadow boxing, which is kind of nice. You don't realize how much you want to do it till they pull it from you. But yeah, just straight strength training, bike work, and that's about it. For not too much sport specific. I could even hit the bag a little bit or move around stand up wise light. But as far as like another body going live, we're just being patient on. But I feel like that's not too far around the corner.
That's good. That's good to hear. And was it hard for you? I know you were coming off of that Josh Emmett loss, where a fight you felt like you won, and then for the for the Arnold Allen fight to end that way. Was that hard for you? Was it a tough pill to swallow in that regard?
Yeah, sucks. I mean, what are you gonna do? No other really way to put it. It is what it is at this point. So at the end of the day, all I could do is just pick up from where I left off and just move forward. But that one definitely stung. I mean, I felt like I stood with the majority that night that thought I won the fight. I don't know what more you could do than do more damage and land more strikes. And, I don't know. It is what it is. But he had an angel over his shoulder by the name of Chris Lee that night. So worked out for him. And then Arnold Allen, he's a tough competitor, man. It was a good first round. I was excited to, kind of see how that one went. And it was a little too early. I felt like just have a lot of questions that still don't have answers. And credit for him. I think he's taken on, they're saying, maybe a Max Holloway. So that's a great fight, man. Those are the types of guys that I support. Just guys that want to go out and earn their opportunity, not sit back and wait until, I don't know, a title fight falls on their lap, let's say.
Well, are you referring to? Well, I mean, Josh Emmett is going to fight Yair Rodriguez this Saturday. Were you surprised that was the matchup they went with in terms, because Arnold Allen kind of felt like he was left out of the equation there. But at the same time, it seems like a lot of people are coming off of kind of weird victories, right? Arnold Allen over you was an unfortunate ending. Yair over Brian Ortega was an unfortunate ending, and then Emmett over you was kind of controversial. So, is this the equation you expected for the interim title fight?
Yeah, I agree. And it's really not anything in their control that they can, that they could do anything about. I get it, but at the same time, it's just how you handle that victory and what you say after that says the most about you, I think. For me, even if I had won that fight with Emmett, it's like, I still think I got a lot of work to do, and I have that humble mindset where it's like I'm still trying to go and earn my shot, and these guys are just boasting off, close split decisions, trying to earn their shot. But I get it, man. It is what it is. Sometimes it's not the fight you do, but the soundbite you make that gets you that fight. I don't know, and that's probably part of my aggravation with some of the way the sport is almost now. But at the end of the day, I can't control any of those things. So good luck to those guys fighting for the belt. A year from now, maybe less, hopefully, but that's when I'll hopefully make my claim to get back what I think is mine. And if I am who I think I am, then it's just a year layoff, and I'll be right back to where I know I belong eventually.
Are you past those setbacks to Arnold Allen and Josh Emmett, or are these kind of fights that you want to get back?
I mean, I want to fight everybody, whoever's in my way on the way to the belt. And my mindset was always just take them all out on my way to the belt. I kind of wanted to beat everybody before I even get the belt. So there's really no challenges they could throw at me. That was like always my mindset, my goal. It was kind of like my goal getting to the UFC. It's like just keep winning and they can't deny you. And that's my same mindset with the belt. If I just keep winning, no matter who they put in front of me, eventually they can't deny me, and that belt will come to me. But to focus on the belt and all that, I just think I focus on the immediate right now, what's in front of me. And for right now, it's just recovery, getting back to being 100% healthy, and then eventually just taking out whoever they put in front of me next. And I don't care who it is. Just focus on getting back and just competing at the level I know I can compete at.
Fair enough. And both guys have been booked since Emmett obviously is fighting Yair Rodriguez. How do you see that fight playing out? Odds have Yair slightly favored. Do you agree with that? How do you see the fight playing out?
Yeah, I see Yair being the slight favorite, kind of overall everywhere, wherever the fight goes. But, Emmett's been in the game a while. He's a power puncher. He lands a big shot. Anything can happen. And I feel like both guys kind of have wrestling that's, neither one of them's got the advantage, I don't think, in that. They both got decent wrestling, so it'd probably be a wash there. I think you give Yair the edge on the stand-up because he's a little bit more dynamic with the strikes. But then again, Emmett's got the power advantage maybe in that. So you just have to see how it plays out.
And the main event later that night, the featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski moving up to challenge Islam Makhachev. Volkanovski's defended his title multiple times. For you as a top featherweight contender, do you kind of see, because I know some people look at it as potentially holding up the division, but then they did the interim title fight, right? They kind of moved on straight away. But what are your thoughts in general of him chasing a second belt?
I mean, you can't hate on it. The guy's done everything he's had to do right now in the featherweight division. He's taken out all the the goats in the weight class. So, and not only that, there's just really no true one contender at this point. So, I mean, let us work our shit out while he goes out and tries to, hop on that GOAT mountain where people, there's double champs on that. So he's, credit to him. I think he's a great champion and competitor. He's done everything he's had to do in the featherweight division, and I hope he goes out and gets the job done at 55 and becomes a double champ that only a few fighters have ever been able to do.
He is a pretty big underdog, and the likes of Daniel Cormier went as far as to say that would be the biggest upset in UFC history if he beats Islam. I don't know about that. Michael Chiesa was talking about that Volk becomes the GOAT if he beats Islam Makhachev. So it seems like people are looking at it like it's such a tall order for him. What is your opinion? Do you think it's kind of blown out of proportion in that way when they say stuff like that?
It's crazy when you could have the pound for pound best fighter in the world, be the biggest upset if he gets a win. That's pretty remarkable to say. But I mean, coming from Cormier, who is a double champ himself, right? I mean, only those types of people can say shit like that and get away with it. So, I don't know. I'm telling you what, as a fan, I'm excited about watching both guys go out and compete. And that's the fight that I'm looking forward to on the card. The rest, I mean, I don't know. I'll probably just tune in for that one. The rest will make me sick.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it the matchup that doesn't excite you between Yair and Josh, or is it the fact that, it bothers you that you're not there?
I mean, it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like I said, I feel like I stand with the majority thinking I should be in there that night, and it is what it is. But I try not to go backwards too far, just focus forward. It is what it is. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. And then, whoever I go up against next, that's what I can control. So just put my effort into taking those guys out. But as far as being a fan watching that one, I might have to just get the update on what happens and not watch that one.
All right. Well, Arnold Allen has a fight as well. He's fighting Max Holloway, a main event fight. So he did lose out on the interim title fight, but he did get a sweet fight against Max Holloway. How do you see that one playing out? How do you think Arnold does?
I think that route pays. He could have sat back, maybe tried to be cute, wait for, one of these guys to lose, and then maybe he fills in while something happens with Volkanovski, whether he goes up or not. If he sits back, maybe he's the next contender. But I appreciate the mindset that he's just going to go out and compete and earn his shots with wins, by being active, not sitting on the sidelines. It's respectable. So credit to him for taking that fight. And Max is no easy test for anybody. I could speak on that personally. And I'm excited about that fight, man. I like I said, I still got questions from that fight with Arnold that I didn't get answered. And I think Max is a tall order. I definitely give the edge to Max in that one, but Arnold earned that opportunity, so I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Do you think Volkanovski, if he manages to beat Islam Makhachev, do you think he comes back to 45? Because no one's really defended both belts actively. I know Cejudo did it. Amanda Nunes, it's a bit different because there is no featherweight division to even hold up for her. But do you think if Volkanovski manages to win, that he'll come back to featherweight?
I mean, I think it's a possibility, but depends on how rich he gets after these fights. I feel like the more rich you get, the less you want to cut that weight. I thought about that a couple weight cuts ago when I'm just sitting in there cutting that last couple pounds, sitting in the tub, watching that water drip, almost getting hypnotized by it. I'm like, man, there's no way Connor's coming back down to 45. That's what I was saying back in the day. I mean, you gotta like, I don't know. You're that rich, you're not going through that shit anymore. So depends on how much money the champ makes, and then that'll decide, I think, whether or not he comes down to 45 again. And I mean, if he just arguably took out the pound for pound best fighter in that whole weight class, why does he have to?
That's a different perspective. I didn't think about it that way. Calvin, before I let you go, and I appreciate your time, I know it's perhaps a little bit early, but do you think we could see you back in the octagon in 2023?
I think it's possible, but I don't want to push for it. I kind of want to just sit back, be patient, and I feel like it's not so much cutting off a couple months. Just want to make sure I'm 100% when I get in there, and then this way I could just let it all go with reckless abandonment when I step back in there. I don't want to have any second guessing stepping in there. Should I have gone in too soon or not? I'll just get that much more ready for an eventual return. I'm eyeing, I believe, 2024, first quarter for sure, and I'll be ready to go with whoever they put in there with me in there next.
Awesome stuff. Well, Calvin, I wish you a speedy recovery. Good luck and congratulations with Dana coming to town with Combat Zone, and looking forward to chatting again.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate the time.